Hi guys, thank you very much for joining Green Equanimity. I am super excited for today. The box has finally come in, the last box, my weight management box. I am going to go through everything with you next. All right, so I've got the box, I've had a chance to open it, and let's go through the product with you. It says, this is your journey, take control, and that is exactly what I intend to do. I am of the old school, go big or go home, so I ended up getting the full kit that's going to give me everything that I need to be successful for what I need to do. I'm going to go through the box in just a second. I'll give you a bit of an idea of the format that we're going to follow today. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the box, go through the content. I will share with you what little bit I know about the product. I'll likely do another video later that's going to go into more detail. But for now, because I'm so excited to get started, we'll just sort of skim through it, go through what's in. The very next thing we'll do is my weigh-in. So these little 2 feet are going to go on the scale and you're going to see exactly where I am. My reason for this, I don't know if a lot of women would do this. Usually weight is not something that is discussed. I want to create accountability, and the way that I can do that is by being honest with the audience that's paying attention and maybe following along. If I know that that's happening, I know how I am and I'm going to get to where I want to be. So that's what's going to happen next. Right after that, we're going to do the first set of measurements. I'll show you how to do that and the whys. And if you stay tuned, I have a little bit of something saved for the very end. So here are the first 2 products. This is going to be the workhorses of what we're doing. So the first one we have is TruFix. And the purpose of TruFix is this is to help with your blood chemistry. Now I'll show you the list of ingredients. Take a look. I would encourage you to look this up on your own as well, just so that you can get educated. But from what I understand, just of what I read, it has magnesium, zinc, chromium, copper, selenium, and vanadium. Chromium, I know, is very, very powerful when it comes to helping you curb your carb cravings. It balances out the blood sugar. It's apparently very helpful for people with diabetes. That would be something, like if I had it, then I would talk to my pharmacist just to make sure. But like it's phenomenal with what I've seen with people in just helping take the edge off. For me, my downfall, doesn't matter if it's sugar or if it's salt, it's carbohydrates. And when I've ever tried to do like a crash diet before and you cut out carbs completely, I feel like my body turns into this screaming 3-year-old having a temper tantrum by the 3rd day. I feel like I could crawl out of my skin. So when I've tried chromium before, it really takes that edge off and I feel like I'm in control. So this is huge. Now it's got green coffee bean, which is a mild thermogenic. Raspberry ketones is a very strong antioxidant. For women especially, anything with raspberry helps to balance out your hormones, and I find, especially with a lot of women, weight gain happens because the hormones are going all over the place. Having just given birth a year ago and, you know, breastfeeding, I feel like I'm all over the map most days, so I'm pretty sure my husband will be grateful. Cinnamon increases circulation in the body. It helps with digestion. There's so many good things with cinnamon. And then it also has alpha lipoic acid, which is an amino fatty acid, very good for the blood. So that's TruFix. Next is TruControl. I'll flip this guy over for you so again you can see the ingredients in the back. Now this one, this is going to give you all of your energy. It's got green tea extract. What green tea extract is known for, and this is if you have a cup of tea, it is a natural diuretic, very strong in antioxidants, very, very powerful of pulling the toxins out of your body. Most weight loss supplements have some form of green tea in it because of those properties. In essence, as you're drinking all of your water, you're going to feel like you have to pee like a racehorse. This is one thing I'm not really excited about, but it is going to help. Next, cocoa powder. I am a huge chocoholic. There's a reason why chocolate is actually good for you. Nobody ever talks about this. Chocolate, if you have it in one of its more pure forms where it doesn't have a lot of milk and it doesn't have a lot of sugar, makes you feel full. It has different chemicals in it that mixes with the brain to make you feel good, make you feel euphoric. This is why we love chocolate, especially when we're stressed out, because it helps you to deal with the stress. I don't really need reasons to eat chocolate, I just eat it anyway. But when you're dealing with chocolate around 70 to 80%, which is when it's at its best, and when it helps you with the cravings, it's very bitter. If you start to gradually substitute it, you actually find your body likes it a lot better than the milk chocolate. It's very hard to go back. Anyway, off topic, that's my promo for chocolate. Octadrene is their thermogenic. I don't know a whole lot about it, except that that is their active ingredient, I believe, for the energy source. And then there's caffeine. Now, with these products, how it's taken is you take one of these and one of these in the morning when you first wake up, probably about 10 to 15 minutes before you decide to have something to eat, or that's sort of how I intend on taking it. If I feel like I'm having the jitters, I'm probably going to have a yogurt or something. And then you do that for the first week. Second week you do the morning, and then you want to do an early afternoon. So how I intend on taking it is somewhere between noon and 2 o'clock. Why I want to take it with that is, number one, I can't tolerate caffeine very well after that time frame. If I do, I'm up all night. And secondly, it helps you to get over that 3 p.m. hump time where you feel like a zombie and all you want to do is crawl into a nap. That's going to help me. So that's why I would take morning, probably around 8 o'clock, and then again around 1, 2 in the afternoon to get me through the day. So that's the product. Next, I want to give myself the added benefit of having protein. Protein is something I find I don't necessarily struggle with, but if I'm busy, it's like I can't stop and make it chicken. It just isn't possible. And bacon doesn't qualify, unfortunately. So their next product that is part of this package is their Replace protein mix. This is protein and probiotic. It also has some fruits and some vegetables in there, so it's a well-rounded meal replacement. I've done a lot of proteins before. I have not tried this one. Sometimes they can be chalky. For the most part, they're not bad. They're definitely not a hot chocolate. However, if this thing tastes like chocolate lava cake, I swear to God, I'm never, ever turning back. So that's the Replace. And then lastly is vanilla. I decided I was going to give it a fair shake and do both flavors. I'm hoping for vanilla ice cream, but if it's just a straight vanilla and if it tastes like every other protein, I'm okay with that. It's really good with mixing different fruits in it, and if I wanted to get in some more veg, then I could probably do like a pureed spinach or kale. It's all good in theory, isn't it? But that's what I would do, just to make sure that I'm getting a complete balanced nutrition. So those are the products. Yay! And to top it all off, they've really thought this package out. They've provided us with a shaker cup. And it's got this little metal doohickey on the inside that helps you with shaking. If I can't do a really good shake in the blender because my daughter's sleeping, this is ideal because I can just throw the protein in it with my almond milk or just with my regular milk and I can go. So that's the product. Next, weigh in. And then after we'll do measurements. So thanks for tuning in. Okay, so now the moment of truth, the weigh-in. There you have it, folks. Okay, measurements. Let's get this done. I'm going to try to show you everything. At the very least, I'll walk you through. I went ahead and I made a sheet, and I'll put the PDF attached underneath if you're doing this with me. And what this document is this is to help track inch loss, my total body inch loss from my neck all the way down to my ankles. And why we do it this way is, you know, there's a general rule of thumb. The first place you gain it is the last place you take it off. And I would never want to feel discouraged in myself that if I'm not seeing it on the scale, that it's not happening, because it could very well be inches. A pound of muscle is 3 times more dense than a pound of fat. At least that's it. When I was working in the weight loss centers, that's what I understood, and that's what the kinesiologist would say. So I'm guessing that there's an iota of truth there. The measurements that we're going to do is neck, shoulders, bust, ribs, waist, midsection, hips, thighs, knees. Yes, you gain weight in your knees, calves, ankles, and arms. Arms I might have a bit of a difficulty with, but I'm going to try, and I will let you know what the numbers are so you know I'm not BSing you, and I will do updates, I think, on occasion where you can see my numbers. All right. You're going to need 3 things. You're going to need the piece of paper, a pen, and one of these Taylor's tape measures. Just where it's fabric and it's flexible. Just makes it easier if this is what you're doing. And we're going to start at the top. Get my hair out of the way. Alrighty. You're not going to go like, You're going to go just gentle and flush to the skin. I'm going to use my mirror a little bit just to help me out. So we have 14 1/4. Shoulders, this is going to be a tough one. Normally if I was doing this in the center, I'd have somebody do it for me. So you want to go over the fullest part of the arm as best as what you can, like this, and try to keep my arms together, but not too much so you can see. And we're looking at around 48. You can hear my daughter playing in the background. See, told you I'm a mom, a busy mom. Now the bust I'm not overly concerned about. You're going to go through the fullest part of your bust. 44.5. Okay, why I'm not so concerned about my bust right now is because I'm breastfeeding. They change sizes. So ribs right underneath the bra strap. Again, you're not like super cinching it because you don't want to lie to yourself. You want to take a nice deep breath, subtly relax, and we have 37.5. Now waist is 2, let me go back here, 2 fingers above your belly button. Don't fake it, don't suck it in. Make it like it's real. Okay, 44. Midsection is 2 fingers underneath of your belly button, right under here. Okay. 47 3/4. Hips, fullest part around the bum. 51. Thighs. So you always want to use the same leg. Thighs is if you extend your fingers all the way down, where's the end of it? It's usually about the thickest part of your thigh. This keeps it consistent. Whoops. Okay, 28.5. Knee, if you're doing your knee, is just underneath. And we're talking 16. Calf is the fullest part of your calf. And that's 17. And ankles, right at the ankle bone, is 10 1/4. Now my arm, let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna be a betting person and say probably not. Yep. There we go. Okay. So that's 14. There's the measurements. All right, so here is my before. As you can see, I am a luscious curvy lady that is working on some post-baby issues. Now I could stay like this, I'd be perfectly happy. But the reason why I'm doing this, so these are my whys. First, every morning when my feet hit the floor, my feet hurt, my legs hurt. Every night when I lay in bed, my back hurts, it keeps me awake. I am so tired of hurting all the time. And I know 100% that this has to do with the weight that I'm carrying. This is not what my natural frame is used to. So that is my why. Number 2, I have got an almost toddler out there. I can do maybe 1 or 2 laps down the hallway with her and roll around on the floor, but after that, I'm toast. I am not coming back up for air. She is still going. And I don't want that to be the case. I want to be able to keep up with her and burn her out and still have energy to go. That's my whys. Well, that was fun. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'll go through what my goals are. So my weight goal, now that you know what my starting weight is today, my ultimate goal is 145 pounds. That's the smallest I've ever been, that's the best I've ever felt, but I'm also not 24 anymore. I realize that. My happy goal weight would be 155, and on me, that is very lean, that's very muscular. It's just a good weight. So that's what I'm going for, and I'm super excited to bring you along. Now I promised you a little goodie, so here's my little tidbit from me to you, is this. Okay, this is how I started. I had a girlfriend named Janice. I saw her in January. She looked great, but then I saw her in June and oh my God, like this woman is a night and day change. She's absolutely gorgeous. And this is what prompted me to want to try this product. I bought a 2-week sample. Actually, it ended up lasting me almost 3 weeks because I did the 1 week where it's 1 in the morning of this one and 1 in the morning of this one for the first week, and then I did 2 and 2. And at the end of the time, even while breastfeeding, I was down 7 pounds. But that's my results. Everyone's going to be different. But this product speaks for itself. So there's 2 things. If you're local to me, I will get you set up with this. Okay? If you're not, if you click on my personal storefront down below, you can go on and you can order your own samples to try, okay? If you want to take the plunge, you can go to the same web page, go underneath the enroll section, then you can look at the different options, and then we can do this process together. So again, excited, so excited. I hope you appreciate the transparency. It definitely is uncomfortable to put this out to the World Wide Web, but I'm happy to do it if this is going to help me get to my goals. Am I going to be perfect on this? Absolutely not. If you're doing this with me, you're probably not going to be either. We've got Christmas coming. Who are we kidding? But what I can promise is I will do the best I can to keep you up to date every week. We'll work on meal planning together. My first week to give you a really good idea of what this product can do just on its own merit. I'm not going to drastically change my diet. I'm going to eat the exact same that I do every single day, and proof is in the pudding. We're going to see what happens. Next week, when I start on the 2 and 2, I will start to make some modifications, and when I do, I'm going to explain portions, I'll explain water, I'll explain all sorts of details to help you along your way, again, if you're doing this with me. It's just going to take a lot of the guesswork out. As I mean, if somebody says you can have 4 ounces of meat, what does that actually look like? Or a cup of vegetables, what does that look like? What different types of vegetables does that count for? How do I count it in the day? That's what we're going to deal with. So yeah, that's everything. So if you like the content, please hit like. If you have any questions, please comment or get in contact with me on either my email or on my webpage. I'd be more than happy to talk to you one-on-one if needed. But yeah, so like, comment, share, of course, if you like this and you know other people that want to get involved, please share it. And of course, as always, subscribe.